Good morning, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people. Today is December 26, 2022, and I have a report to share with you today. And this has to do with Israel's new government, and they are planning on bringing the Knesset into session and ratifying the new government on Thursday, December 28th. Okay, so let's take a look at this report and let's take a look at everything else we are watching and see if this lines up with everything else we are watching. And I think you will see that this is a very important moment in time. This is a very important sign, and this has to do with a lot of things that we have been watching leading up to the last day of Hanukkah on December 27th. Whether we go according to the Hebrew calendar on December 26th, which is today, tonight, sundown, or midnight in Israel, or going according to the Torah calendar, which is tomorrow, December 27th, sundown or midnight on December 27th. This is very interesting how this is all coming together, okay? So we know that this week, on December 21st, Benjamin Netanyahu announced that they have a new government formed, okay? But the question there was no official meeting yet. There was no official convening of the government or of the Knesset, and they hadn't had their first official meeting yet. Okay, so now we have the first official meeting that is coming up here on Thursday. So this is the Jerusalem Post. This came out today here, and it says, Knesset plenum to choose new speaker and ratify government on Thursday. The new government will be ratified by the Knesset and officially take power on Thursday, according to a number of reports on Monday morning. According to the reports, Netanyahu sent out a message to the members of Knesset of the incoming coalition that the special session plenum would begin at 11 a.m. Okay, so now we're looking at Thursday, but this is very important with where we are right now, and it is also very important with tomorrow. Now, before Thursday, there is something very important within everything we are watching, and especially the Kaduri prophecy that has to do with the arrival of the Messiah before the new government takes power, okay? The arrival of the Messiah before the new government takes power, and this is very interesting how this is lining up with before Thursday. We are on the last day of Hanukkah, and this is connected here immediately or within 24 hours, within one day of the last day of Hanukkah. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Knesset plenum to choose new speaker, ratify government on Thursday. That is December 28th, okay? Now let's take a look at the prophecies by Kaduri and see how everything is coming together and see where we could be with all of this, okay? There's a lot of people that have been watching this for a long, long time, and now that we are here and Israel has announced their new government, I don't hear a lot of people talking about this, and so this to me seems like a very important sign, something very important that we need to consider. And so the prophecy says this: on the eve of the year 5780, the year of corrections, there will not be a government in Israel for an extended period, and the various camps will quarrel much without a decision on either side. And then on Rosh Hashanah itself, they will fight in heaven, the holy side against the side of evil, and God and his entourage will decide between them. And this is all I can say, and from here I swore not to reveal more secrets and hidden things. Okay, so we have this prophecy that began in the year 5780, which was 3 years ago. We are now in the year 5783, and this exactly happened just like this, where there was an election and there was no decision on either side. Okay, various camps will quarrel much without a decision on either side. Okay, so it says there will not be a government in Israel for an extended period, and the various camps will quarrel much without a decision on either side. Okay, so this is exactly what has happened, and now since 5780, so for the last little more than 3 years now, this is exactly where it is. There has been no government, and now we have, on this week of Hanukkah, we have a new government being formed. And the announcement was made on December 21st. And now we're coming up to the last day of Hanukkah. And they are announcing their first meeting, okay, on December 28th. So let's continue reading this. There will come on the day that two ministers win the government in the land of Israel. Both their names will be Benjamin, and neither of them will succeed in establishing their government or kingship. Okay, so on that day, know and understand that the King Messiah already stands at the doorway, and on the Sabbath afterwards, he will come and be revealed. So Shani's statement continues, understand this and remember it, okay? So now the prophecy gets deeper and even more precise. Not only that, there will not be a government in Israel, but now you've got two men, both named Benjamin, and neither of them either will succeed in establishing their government. And this is also exactly what happened. Okay, so there's these levels of this prophecy that are building one on another, and all of this has been fulfilled up until now. We had two Benjamins in Israel. There were two Benjamins, Benjamin Netanyahu and Benny Gantz, Benjamin Gantz. Okay, so both of those were together. They tried to form their government, and they neither could form their government. On that day, know and understand that the King Messiah already stands at the doorway, and on the Sabbath afterwards, okay, he will come and be revealed. Now, okay, so we've been talking about this also, that on December 21st, they had this announcement, right? This announcement that the government was being formed, and that they had a coalition. Now they could announce the government. And so then it says that on the Sabbath afterwards. And so from December 21st, as we were looking at the Sabbath afterwards, we were looking at the last day of Hanukkah. Well, it could have been either December 23rd and December 24th, going from Friday to Saturday, which would be Sabbath in Israel. But when you are in the midst of a feast, just as in the Feast of Tabernacles, there's a first day Sabbath and an eighth day Sabbath, and it's a day of rest, and it's a day of commemoration, and it's a day of celebration. It's the eighth day of the feast, and it's also a Sabbath day. Within the Feast of Tabernacles, you have an eighth day Sabbath. And so this brought us to the understanding that we should be watching through the week of Hanukkah, especially Friday and Saturday, which would have been the Sabbath in Israel on the 23rd and 24th of December, or coming into the 8th day of Hanukkah, whether it's December 25th through December 26th, or December 26th through December 27th, depending on the Hebrew or the Torah calendar. Okay? Now, this Torah calendar would be the final cutoff. The Hebrew calendar would bring us to the 8th day today. And so depending on the Hebrew calendar or the Torah calendar, we are watching today through tomorrow, okay, as the last day of Hanukkah. Now, here is a third portion of this. The third portion of this prophecy. And I think this applies exactly to where we are, and listen to what it says. Listen carefully to what the last portion of this prophecy says. It says, the disciples of Rabbi Hosea ben Kisma asked him, when will the Messiah come? He answered, I fear lest ye demand a sign of me that my answer is correct. They assured him, we will demand no sign of you. So he answered them, when this gate falls down, is rebuilt, falls again, and is again rebuilt, and then falls a third time, before it can be rebuilt, the Son of David will come. Okay? Before it can be rebuilt, the Son of David will come. And so what we have here is we have a process of a number of elections that have taken place. Okay, there were a number of elections that were taking place, and it was like the gate, okay, was they were rebuilding the gate, but it did not stand. It fell again. And then they rebuilt the gate by another election, and they tried to rebuild, but it failed again. It failed again. And now, before it can be fully rebuilt, okay, and so now we are at this time where the government of Israel is actually forming now, and they are going into session, and they're going to ratify the new government. The new government is going to be ratified on Thursday. And so it says, before it can be rebuilt, the Son of David will come. Okay? Now, we are looking at Thursday, December 28th. Is this the finalization of this whole process that has taken place? And now we have finally a government. They have announced the coalition. Now they're coming into session. They're going to ratify the government exactly on Thursday, December 28th. But it says, the prophecy says, before it can be rebuilt, the Son of David will come. Okay? So we have these levels of this prophecy where there was no government, there were two Benjamins, and now before it's actually rebuilt of this whole process, the Son of David will come. Well, it's going to be rebuilt on Thursday, December 28th. So does this prophecy point to sometime before 11 a.m. on Thursday, December 28th, which with everything else we see right now would point us to the last day of Hanukkah, where we are now between today and tomorrow, and up until, if you want to go up until the meeting and the ratification of the government on Thursday, then we could go up to there. Okay, that would be the cutoff. It would still connect us within 24 hours of the last day of Hanukkah, and it would still apply to the exact moment of the 8th day. Okay, whenever you're looking at this closeness here, this is so close. We would just need to stay focused on where we are and what is happening, okay? So this prophecy says that before the gate is rebuilt, the Son of David will come, okay? Does this point to the Messiah coming before Thursday, December 28th, at 11 a.m. when they are convening and ratifying the new government? Okay, so we've got the first Knesset meeting. Formalization now. Okay, now it's not just the announcement on December 21st that wasn't complete. Now, we're closing out the cycle here, and it's still in this same time frame. Okay, can you see how important this is? It was announced on December 21st, and it's now up to the 28th, and now we've got this window of time. Okay, now listen, what do you have from December 21st to December 28th? Okay. 7 days. Okay, if this wasn't our 7-day warning, what was it? What was it? We've got the 7-8 day warning from December 18th to the end of Hanukkah. Now we've got another warning within this from December 21st to December 28th, another 7-day period. And now we have this huge prophecy all saying that the Messiah will come before this happens on December 28th. Okay, now, one more thing I want to share with you about this. Okay, now the last part of this prophecy talks about the gates. Okay? The last part of this prophecy talks about the gates. Okay? It says, so he answered them, when this gate falls down, is rebuilt, falls again, and is again rebuilt, and then falls a third time before the gate, before it Okay, it's already talking about, the whole prophecy is talking about when this gate falls down. Before the gate can be rebuilt. Okay? Before the gate can be rebuilt, the Son of David will come. Now, as we were looking at the 8th day of Hanukkah and the end of Hanukkah and the 7,777 days from September 11th, 2001, okay, 7,777 days, especially when you're looking at the connection between, the 8th day of Hanukkah and the 8th day of nuclear winter that I shared about. And now we have the end of the 7, okay, the end of the 7,777. Well, if we go one more day to December 27th, 7,778 days to December 27th, it leads us exactly to Strong's 7778, which is a gatekeeper. A gatekeeper. Okay. This prophecy has to do with the gate being rebuilt. And this number connects us with the gatekeeper. Okay. Well, this is all coming together here on December 27th and December 28th. So now, together with all of this information from December 21st and the announcement of the new coalition government, to the actual formation of the government and the first Knesset meeting on Thursday, December 28th, we have our 7-day warning. It's still connected to the end of Hanukkah, that before this new gate is built, the Messiah will come. And I believe that this is the end of this. Everything that we have been waiting for leads us to right now here at the end of Hanukkah. So I am going to continue watching through December 27th at midnight in Israel. And if need be, then we can go to the exact meeting here on December 28th. Considering all of this information, we are so close, and I'm not going to look past this until something, if it comes to this meeting and it goes past this meeting, then we'll have to reassess where we are and what is happening. But I think that these signs are so powerful that we need to consider that this could be the end of everything we have been waiting for, and the coming of the Messiah and the rapture of the church before December 28th. Okay, so the end of Hanukkah, and we're here. We're here. So just this is what I wanted to share with you guys, and I will continue watching. As always, I will continue watching to see if there's anything more, anything new that is coming out. But this is a very important report. I pray you guys are blessed. This is Steve Fletcher with the trumpet for my people, the sign of his coming revealed.